Hello and welcome to How to Play Peanuts, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will cover how to play the card game Peanuts. The video will start with the different aspects and gameplay for Peanuts, and then get into more of the details for the game. The video will end with an example round combining all the lessons learned. Peanuts can be played with 2 or more players. Each player will need a standard 52 card deck with a different back design. Each player's cards are set up with a pile of 13 cards face down and a horizontal row of 4 cards face up. The objective of the game is to score points by playing cards into the middle foundation piles. Each round is over when a player plays all the cards from his pile of 13 and announces Peanuts. The foundation piles are formed in the middle of all players, with each pile being open to any player. The foundation piles are started with aces and can be built on with the next card in rank of the same suit. The cards are ranked from ace to king. Once a foundation pile reaches the king, it can be flipped over and moved to the side. The 4 cards faced up in a horizontal line are known as the building piles. Each player can only play on his own building piles. Building piles can be played on by a card with 1 less rank and opposite color. For example, the black 8 can be played on the red 9, and the red 7 can be played on the black 8. The top card of a building pile can be used to play onto a middle foundation pile throughout the game. The remaining deck for each player is also used to play cards from. Every 3rd card is revealed and, if possible, can be played onto a player's building piles or onto a middle foundation pile. Once the deck is exhausted, the waste pile can be picked up and flipped through again. The pile of 13 cards is known as the Peanuts pile. At the start of the game, the top card of each player's peanut pile is flipped up. The top card can be played onto a middle foundation pile or onto a player's building piles. Once a player has played all the cards from his Peanuts pile, he can announce Peanuts. This stops all play and the round is over. After each round, the cards from the middle foundation piles are sorted by each deck. Each card a player was able to play onto a middle foundation pile is worth 1 point, and 2 points are subtracted from that total for each card still in a player's Peanuts pile at the end of a round. The red cards had 34 cards in foundation piles for 34 points. The blue cards had 30 cards in the foundation pile and 2 cards in the Peanuts pile for a total of 26 points. The first player to 150 points wins the game. Players do not take turns during gameplay, but rather play their cards as fast as they can. A player is only allowed to move 1 card at a time. Although a player may have an open move, that player is not required to make the move. When a building pile is empty, a card from the Peanuts pile or the deck can be moved to it. A player may continue to make moves after his Peanuts pile has been played. The round is only over when a player with an empty Peanuts pile announces Peanuts. If multiple players play the same card onto a foundation pile, the player who got his card to the pile first wins the tie. The other player must return his card to its origin. If all players in the game are stuck with no available moves, the top card of each player's deck is moved to the bottom of the deck and play continues. The more players in the game, the more difficult the gameplay becomes. If there are an even number of players, teams of 2 can be formed with teammates making moves from the same deck. If 2 players break 150 points on the same round, the player with the higher overall score wins. The cards are set up with 13 cards in the Peanuts pile and 4 cards face up in a horizontal line. The game begins with players flipping up the top card of their Peanuts pile and start playing their cards as fast as possible. Peanuts! Once the round is over, the cards in the middle are sorted by deck. Each card played in the middle is worth 1 point. There are 24 red cards and 27 blue cards. Red gets 24 points. Blue has to subtract 8 points for the 4 cards remaining in her Peanuts pile and receives a total of 19 points. This wraps up how to play Peanuts. As with most games, you will get better with practice, so don't be discouraged if it takes you a few games to catch on. Thanks for watching.